Well, I know the Committee 100 is an extraordinary group. I know you do great work. I think I should be the one listening, not talking in this company. So let me be brief in my remarks and let me allow all of you to get down to your business. I want to say up front that my embassy colleagues and I recognize just how fortunate we are to work on the U.S.-China relationship at this historic time. I spent the last decade doing nothing but working on the U.S.-China relationship, and it's been my great honor. But I'm also reminded every day that what happens between our two governments, while important, is just one small piece of the overall relationship. It's clear to me that the critical mass of U.S.-China ties lies in the countless business, academic, artistic, and other connections between our peoples. Comprised of leaders in these and other fields, and with unique standing in both the United States and China, the Committee of 100 plays an invaluable role in building that kind of stable, broad-based, and mutually beneficial U.S.-China relationship that we seek. And I commend you, and I thank you for your continued efforts. The U.S.-China relationship is, without question, one of the world's most important bilateral relationships. Much of the history of the 21st century will be written right here in this region. And as countries with the largest economies and populations in the region, the United States and China have a unique role to play in ensuring the future peace, prosperity, and security of our region and the entire world. Few diplomatic and economic challenges that we face can be solved without U.S.-China cooperation. From North Korea and Iran to global economic rebalancing and climate change, we can and we must cooperate in facing these common challenges. For this reason, I think the stakes are high. As we say, we must get this relationship right. We need to continue expanding our practical cooperation, identify mutual interests, and constructively manage our differences. In recognition of this, the United States and China are navigating a new model of relations between major powers. Together, we want to avoid historic patterns of strategic rivalry. We are committed to finding new ways to cooperate without unhealthy competition or rivalry. Our top leadership in both countries is obviously fully engaged. The Sunnyland Summit in June between Presidents Obama and Xi, for example, which, if I remember correctly, is the 13th meeting between them over the last 5 years, which is truly stunning. That Sunnyland Summit in June was comprehensive, direct, and productive. Most importantly, the two presidents have set the foundation for increased bilateral collaboration. One can see U.S.-China coordination growing in places like Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Sudan. We're working together on climate change, peacekeeping, and counter-piracy operations. And China has become a solid partner in the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons and efforts to remove those chemical weapons urgently from Syria. On the economic front, in addition to the enormous two-way trade flows between our two countries, we can point to booming Chinese investment into the United States. Chinese investment in the United States has soared from virtually zero in 2000 to nearly $36 billion through the first 9 months of just this year. Further promoting those investments is one of the embassy's top priorities. To that end, the United States and China have agreed to intensify negotiations on a bilateral investment treaty. And, as Dominic pointed out, Ambassador Locke unfortunately could not be with us today precisely because he's leading a large delegation of Chinese companies to the United States to participate in the Select USA Investment Summit in Washington, D.C. today and tomorrow. Now, of course, differences do exist between the United States and China on a wide range of issues, whether it be on maritime issues or the need to ensure a level playing field for U.S. companies doing business in China. Our mutual interest, however, which we both recognize, is that we want continued peace and prosperity in this region and beyond. And one sign of the growing maturity of our bilateral relationship is the expansion of candid dialogue on the full range of issues between us. We do not shy away from differences, nor do we claim that China needs to be like the United States. And we believe that if we are to continue to build the strategic trust between us that is so valuable, we must have honest, candid, no holds barred dialogue, and we do. We candidly discussed with China issues across the board, including on sensitive issues such as freedom of association and expression. We believe such freedoms build stronger societies and will build a stronger China. But there should be no doubt that the United States welcomes a strong, prosperous, and peaceful China. A China that shoulders responsibilities commensurate with its increased economic power and global influence is fundamentally in the interest of the United States. So, in closing, let me say thank you so much for including me in today's events. I wish you a most successful conference. And again, I applaud the vitally important work that the Committee of 100 is doing to build the U.S.-China relationship. I think it's the work that you do and the connections that you help us all make that really makes this relationship work. Thank you so much.